think it'll work out right if you go. Paul Davis. Will it go around in circles? A little high up in the sky. Billy Preston. Getting the strobe light effect. Will it go around in circles? Hi, Smashy. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't want a fucking camera. Looks, I think these fuckers in YouTube. Hey, honey. Daisy hears me say fuck. She thinks I'm about ready to go off. It's not you, hon. Will it go around in... Or comes somebody in a pink GMC. What a total faggot. That's right. It's pink. Fuck. Dunkin' Donuts. Home again? I just can't spell it. I'm a home again. You know, I noticed, Mark. I noticed on YouTube, Mark. I don't know if you're familiar with Led Zeppelin. They're one of these reenactment cover bands of Led Zeppelin. They're really good. And I will watch them. I mean, they haven't been doing that much lately. But I noticed when they get hired at some pretty good gigs, like swap meets and stuff, you know, big ones, where they're probably paying them $5,000 to be there for a couple days. I mean, it's not a shot in a beer bar. And I notice a lot of people complain about the lead singer getting the lyrics wrong. And my question to you as a music aficionado, is that not uncommon even for the original bands themselves to fuck up the lyrics? You know, they sing them a little different at different times. Like, I've heard that critique against Santana, that when he did that song with Michelle Brandt, that he played it different every time he played it. And I just wondered if that was because of brain damage from drug use, dementia. Hey, Mystique. I mean, is it uncommon or is it common for singers to say the lyrics wrong compared to what it was on the album? You follow me? Thank you. Oh, you think it's uncommon? Light snow expected Monday. Oh, yeah, right. It's 47, poopball. You know how you have, like, people have, I wouldn't say it's a fetish. I'd say it's just people that you tend to be inclined to be attracted to, and they might not even be as attractive as you normally want them to be in another setting. Let me give you an example. So say I see like kind of a plain Jane in the library. And I think she's not bad, you know, she's okay. I mean, you know, all right, you know, I think she's attractive. When somebody starts saying you're attractive in your own way, watch the fuck out. That usually means really small breasts or that they're grossly overweight. Or if they're a nice person, watch out. But back to my point. So you see people, but for some reason, and I really am sincere about this, I think I just have this weird, quirky attraction to the Weather Channel girls. I just spend my time wondering what they all look like nude when they're doing the weather. And I don't know whether it's because they just come across as like normal girls next door that picked a career, where they didn't get there by showing their ass and stuff. I don't know whether it's the innocence or it's just so different than the porn I watch or what, but they all just strike me as like the all-American girl. Yeah, you know what I mean? There's just something in that career, and they all dress conservatively. I mean, they could have a fucking rack of tits and a half, and it's hard to tell on the dress. Great asses, you'd never know it. They wear skirts. And I get maybe that's it. They're not like, trying to look provocative or hot. I think that's it. I think you helped me solve this problem. I mean, I look at Pornhub. You see some girl on there, she thinks she's cute. She's just like a total horror. And you think she's got a good body, but you're really not that interested because she just acts so inappropriate and all fake moaning, all that kind of shit. Yeah, I don't want to. I'd rather they just kept their mouth shut. But when I see a weather girl, somebody started a porn channel of weather girls that were willing to settle for $1 amount to do private shows. God knows what I'd pay for that. I mean, I think I'd be getting that text message from the bank on my phone. Confirm this is you. I say, yeah, it's me. I'm telling you twice, it's me. Do not cut off this funding. Yeah, plain Jane's, yeah. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I like that. I just like. No, I'm not into the private. That was a bad example. Nah, private shows wouldn't do a thing for me, to be honest with you. No, I know what you're getting at. Yeah, way to pin me down. Nah, not really. I know what you're thinking. No, they don't do anything for me. Which is why when Tiffany in California was banging herself with the mini flashlight for 45 minutes while looking at the camera, didn't do a thing for me. 2 reasons. I'm not into that kind of shit, and I'm not a big fan of Tiffany. It was easy. And to be honest with you, I'm not into fully nude, all nude. I don't want to see that fucking shit. Not while I'm like sober. I'd like just a beautiful body. I know you're going to think I'm lying, but you shouldn't if you've been around a while. But just a beautiful body. It's just, there are women that are just, they don't need to be gorgeous, just beautiful bodies. It's like, that's why they say a body is the hardest art form to draw. She's that goofy bitch out in California always causing trouble. Yeah. No, everybody's into different things, but just like when I would go to topless bars, I don't anymore because I just don't like those kind of women. I mean, I like the nude part, topless part, but I'm not into the purple hair and the fucking nose rings and the tramp stamps, the fucking leggy gaga nails. I don't want to talk to them. Not at all. Now, if you want to start getting librarians with thick glasses, just a fucking rack of 38 double Ds on a slim frame, you can charge me whatever the fuck you want. And she's got to have a big, cheap, cheesy Goodwill sweater on that she keeps pulling over every 9 seconds trying to hide her giant breasts. All while she answers questions about people looking for books. That's my type. There's nothing worse than some plain Jane trying to sell herself as sexy. When I was living in Chicago down there was a nice health club in the building. And there were a lot of these older women that looked good for older women. But they were always like trying to like pass themselves off as like 20 years old and good looking. You can fucking forget it. You could ride that treadmill to hell and back and never look like you did when you were 20. And some of them you can tell were really exceptional when they were young. But most of them, I mean, if they spent all their off time trying to, they got a lot of attention for being attractive. They got pick of the litter on guys. They married a guy with some money. I mean, they never were lonely or bored. They could go out whenever they wanted. Their looks got them to a lot of places. And is just because you age and you're happy, you never know when that could change. So they're trying to keep the biggest ace in the hole they got intact. And good for them. I'll do it, Smashy. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them for doing it, I mean, I'm not knocking them for it. I'm just saying when they're like fucking... I heard a couple of these old ladies talking one day, probably in their 40s, each had kids, but it'd be hard to tell in clothes. And they were talking like they were two like hot 20-year-olds, like, fuck, you're out of your fucking mind, man. But here's what keeps the playing field from becoming leveled. You got a pervert like me, been to every strip club, massage parlor, horror house, titty bar, ordered every porno movie, phone sex before video was available. I mean, I've been around. I'm not bragging. I got a pretty good idea of what's out there. And I find myself more often than not thinking, this shit isn't this great, man. Who the hell do you think you are? People ask me, it's like, oh, you gotta just, you're always talking about sex. You're just an old man. Yeah, I know. That's true, too. And, you're not gonna get any better. That's true, too. Yeah, I acknowledge this. I know this. You don't need to rub it in. And people say, we never really say what you like. I'll tell you what I like. I'd like just a rockin' body. I mean, perfect. Big tits, flat stomach, nice hair, nice hands. And I'd like her to have Down syndrome. And that she'd need a place to stay because the group home wasn't treating her right. That, to me, is what I'm looking for. I'd probably get her a hysterectomy before she moved in. Give her a big hug. Even though she'd be 24 with a great body, I'd probably get her like kids' toys. Down syndrome, you mean? You with me, Larry? Well, this is important, Smashy. This is very important. This is the whole idea. Because no matter wherever I show up, and when I meet somebody, no one's going to be able to say, I didn't think you were like this. You know exactly what you're in for when I show up. A lady, I don't mind a lady part-time. But honestly, I'd rather have a rockin' body and a Down syndrome smoker that had the intellect of maybe an 8th grader. Yeah, and I'd be taking her places, and they'd wonder if I was her sugar daddy. It's like, no, I'm not her, I'm her boyfriend. We live together. Everybody be staring at her. It's like, your wife is really hot. How'd you do it? It's like, well, it wasn't easy. It's like, Tom, you get drinking with your buddies, and they're jealous as a motherfucker, and they finally say under a drunken stupor, how in the fuck did you get such a hot-looking woman at your age? I mean, what are you doing, paying her? It's like, no, there's a better level than that. I'm not paying her. I said she's got Down syndrome, and I adopted her. Only spiritually, not legally, because I don't want to go to prison. And we have a loving relationship. After an hour or two in the hot tub every night, I just get her some toys that you buy at Barnes & Noble for kids around 5 or 6. And I give them to her, and her face lights up, and I tell her to get the fuck out of here for a couple hours. Now, she's not the greatest cook. can't do laundry worth a fuck. But this is a level higher than a mail order bride. She was already a citizen. She can't hold that over my head. Thank you, Larry. Fuck yeah, I got this shit figured out. Yeah, Steely Dan. Yeah, I don't mind an ugly face with a hot body. I don't mind that. I don't even mind like, a pretty. Yeah, the pretty face is like that's about it. That's okay. And I'm not talking about. You're thinking I got some crazy standard. I don't. I mean, I saw a girl in a mall the other day that was like cleaning the floor. I'm not against this shit. Look, the ice is still on the lakes here. I'm not against that stuff or anything, but just a rockin' fucking body. And she's like sweeping floors in a mall. Lizard Watch. Oh, hey, Happy New Year to you too. Well, like I told you, this one doctor at this dermatology clinic I go to is really pretty. She is. And if she was single and for some crazy brain damaged reason she liked me and wanted a relationship, if it was between her and the Down syndrome girl with the same type body, I'd take the Down syndrome. Can you imagine having a relationship with a doctor? Holy fucking shit, man. You would be jumping through so many fucking hoops. You'd always be on the verge of getting kicked out or broken up or some shit because all day long she's fending off guys better than you. And if she gets enough of your shit, she's gonna go for it. Or the Down syndrome girl, she doesn't know a good guy from a bad guy. Thank God. No, I would. People say you're fucking crazy, man. You could have a doctor as a wife, but you'd want a Down syndrome. I would. Fuck yeah, I would. You know why? Because I'm an older guy. Now, some dumbass 25-year-old, he'd want the doctor, yeah. That's because life hasn't broke it off in his ass yet. He still believes in that stupid shit that these movies and these books have brainwashed him into thinking is true. Man, if only his hair's gray. That's the least of your problems, Caroline. That's why I want to start my own dating site. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I got this shit figured out. Seriously, it's not. There's a lot of truth to this. Now I got a buddy who's got a plain Jane wife and another brother that just married a girl 33 years younger than him. I mean, and this girl is a fucking cute. Is anybody out there fucking dumb enough to not know why they're married? Thank you. Now, there's two sides to the coin on this. A woman that believes in value and honor and communication, all this fucking horseshit. She feels disgusted that a man could lay all the cards on the table and give everything away, like interesting conversation, intellect, togetherness, true love, for a young, tight fucking body. They're out there. I would agree with her in a way. All the guys know why he did it. I mean, none of the guys are wondering this shit. It's just all these women. But here's the flip side of the coin to that you might not agree with. And that is, you know what, you people? It's as honest of a relationship as I've ever witnessed. This isn't a bunch of clouded up, hazy fucking sky where nobody really knows what anybody wants or what they deserve. She wants that money. He's got a lot of it. And he wants that young pussy. Simple as that. And he's willing to throw everything else out the window. Not my business. But when you look at all these supposedly good relationships, all these fuckers are trying to do this mixed mass, black and white bullshit, amalgam fucking milkshake of fucking emotion. They're going to marriage counseling and, they're trying to watch fucking Oprah and get a handle on this. Yeah, take some advice from an overweight black woman that still hasn't been able to get anybody to marry her. Or how about this fucking psycho Dr. Phil? They put an hour and a half worth of makeup on his wife every morning. I still think she's ugly. I mean, who's listening to these fucking losers about relationships? Or how about the one that does the radio show at night? What's that fucking broad's name? Delilah. She's been married and divorced, I think, 5 times. Yeah, why the fuck would I talk to Delilah? That's why I'm thinking of starting a goddamn radio show. She's filling people full of the eye to the holder. All this bullshit. Let's get back to the animal group. I've referenced this 1,000 times. It's rut season, deer hunting. These animals are out breeding. I've told you this 1,000 times, but in case you're just tuning in, do you think this fertile doe is out looking for a buck whose balls are dragging the ground with a busted off antler that breathes hard? Fuck no. Even nature knows better than this shit. 2 squirrels, 2 deer, 2 bear, 2 elephants. Don't deny it. They kept it simple. They kept this shit simple. I mean, here's another cheap thing. Okay, it's like, oh, well, yeah, fucking age is just a number. Anybody that says age is just a number, yeah, I just want to take a Louisville slugger and put them out of their misery and just stop them from making a fool of themselves wherever they speak. Age is just a fucking number. You're out of your mind. I could do experiments all day long. I'll go in and lease a fucking titty bar. I'll do it. It's like, well, I'd like to do a scientific experiment. I'd like to lease this place. And what's your busiest night? It's like Saturday. Yeah, we get a lot of drunks. We got 2 big fucking overweight security guards that, keep things in check. It's like, okay, I'd like to lease it for Saturday. This is important. It's like, well, can I tell that they listen to some legal horseshit on the TV? They'll say, what is the scope of your study? It's like, fuck you. You mean, what are we going to do? I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to give you whatever. What do you want for a night of this fucking dump? 10 grand? It's like, we'll take 10 grand. We usually only gross about 7,200. We don't need to put up with all these fucking losers. It's like, okay, I'd like to lease it. You can be here if you want. And what I want to do is just when the bar starts to fill up, and you got all these girls, even the biggest slut and fucking pig in town, finally found her way to take a shower and put some makeup on and made herself look good. And she squirts, 3.5 ounces cheap perfume all over her ass. For the only once a month, uses mouthwash. And the night starts out, and these guys are already pulling out money and tuck it in the G-strings. Right about then, I'm going to blow an air horn. And I'm going to say, sorry guys, we're changing the night. This is a scientific study. You're welcome to leave if you want, but I'd love you to stay. And I'm going to take out all these women that make a living stripping, taking their clothes off. And I'm going to bring in an equal number of women. Like whatever it is, 13, 16, whatever. But they all need to be over 60 years old. And they're just all going to start dancing at once. And I'm going to record what goes on there. And then people are saying, what in the fuck is this? What are you doing? It's like, well, I'm sorry, it's just an experiment if you don't like it. Before you know it, 45 minutes later, the place is cleaned out. It's a fucking Saturday night. And the only people who are in there are me, a security guard, and these 16-year-old ladies with nobody watching them dance. And then I'm going to go around and interview them. And come to find out, Mary rocks crack babies to sleep. Sally makes mittens for the poor in the winter. John gives haircuts, a retired barber, to people that are in old folks' home. It's the wife of Mary. And I just go through, and all these people are great stewards of mankind. They're kind to their neighbors. They're just really good people. But nobody wanted to see them nude. See what I mean? So you got to check your argument. You see what I'm saying? It all basically comes down to the same thing that the deer are doing now. Don't deny it. Just acknowledge it. Drifter, how you doing? Just don't bullshit yourself. Oh, that's all right. That's okay. .47. They're talking about be careful, the roads are going to be slick. Yeah, right. Caroline, did you have a nice Christmas? Oh, look at this eastbound traffic, all backed up. What the fuck are they doing over here? Oh, a truck broke down. Oh, a dump truck broke down. Oh, no, they're doing work. Don't tell me they're doing construction today. No, cutting down big trees. Oh, no, a wreck. Two big wrecks. Two trucks. Two trucks. Look at this traffic backed up. Hey, yeah, man. Yeah, look at this traffic. Two trucks crashed. That van looked really like smashed flat. Where's Simple Life when you need her? She'll say, I hope he's okay. He's not okay, Simple Life. He's flat as a fucking pancake. You know, flat truck, nowhere to like be whole. Georgia, oh, look at this traffic. Motherfucker. See, I've had girls say to me before when they were lucky enough to go out on a date with this monster. They said, can't you just say the traffic's backed up instead of saying motherfucker before you say it? I knew right now this relationship's heading south. This kind of shit. I'm thinking to myself, well, there's one. I said, yeah, I probably could. And I see if she takes the bait. She said, you've got a much better vocabulary than that. And you don't, it makes you look like you don't know any better. Then I click off another one, there's two. And I feel like saying, why don't you just shut the fuck up? Look at that traffic, how far it's backed up. If you'd have told that guy or whoever's in an accident yesterday, tomorrow you're going to get fucked up in a wreck big time, even though it's dry and sunny, they wouldn't have believed you. It's like the taxi cab driver refuses to discuss religion. Somebody gets in, he says, you know, I'd like to take you to Jesus and introduce you, and he'd say, I'm a believer. I don't need any more proof. Just take me to my destination. You get the atheist. You could take him and introduce him to Jesus. He's still not going to believe it. So why risk the chance of losing tips? Don't talk religion. Politics, same shit. Not when you're in that kind of business. Just shut the fuck up. If you're a taxi cab driver and you're wearing a fucking Trump hat, there's something wrong with you. Or a Biden hat. Either one. You just wear a plain hat, you dumbass. Whatever they like, you like. It's tip time, bitch. How's that? How do you do it? Hey, coaches. How's that wrestling thing going? You kicking ass? Yeah, I'm home way early. Rocky Mountain High. Good for you. You got to get lucky, man. That's all. You need one of those. You need to get on the map with some crazy shit on those matches. You know, like an odd couple or, some weird shit. Yeah, I'm home early. Oh, trees look different here. See, these trees are way too close to the road. The reason they're doing it is they don't want this. Somebody had enough brains to not want somebody to drive through Georgia and see 10,000 acres of clear cutting. Looks like shit. Now, the downside of it is these trees are too close to the road if we get a windy day. But it's better than look at it just like wasteland of trees that have been clear cut. Just stumps and shit laying around. Looks like shit. Chemistry, that's a tough one. I can tell when they. My problem is I can't tell if they're trying to ruin my life or there's chemistry. Fucking con artist bitches on YouTube. You can tell. My buddies can tell when I know there's chemistry. I text them and I say, you know what? I think this girl wants some cock. I text Bugman. He knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. That's the universal language. It's not some 15-minute. It's not some 15-minute explanation. Hey, Archie. Yeah, chemistry. Yeah. Chemistry means you'd like to have sex with them. Cut the bullshit. And if you're really polite when somebody shows you some 450-pound behemoth, rather than say I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole, you say there's no chemistry. Thank you, Archie. Yeah, well, you'll do like all us old guys do. You end up going down to fucking Tijuana once a year. Then you'll come back and you'll have some old hag you're holding hands with. You got the same problem everybody does, but a guy's got a way out of it. You can always you'll find a way. Women are the one have a bigger problem, and I feel sorry for them. But women can turn it on and off like a switch. And after menopause, shit, they don't care about it anyway. They don't give a fuck what you think. What puts them in a jam is when light through them a couple curves, and they're not of Social Security age, and they need some fucking money. They need a place to live. And they can go back to their prior behavior pre-menopause and they can, fake sex, all that fucking shit. When deep down, like they wouldn't care if they ever had sex again. They were in a real pickle. No pun intended. Hey, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I mean, I joke about this shit and I joke about mail order brides and stuff, but I could never do it. I think there's something wrong with you if you're an older guy, I think, and you're importing some poor thing that just wants to get out of a mud hut, fucking no life, and, having sex with your disgusting ass is going to offer that. I couldn't do it, to tell you the truth. I mean, I joke about it, but It's just like when I was doing interviews. All the young, cute girls, they got a room for them. They'll pay their airplane ticket. They began to pay their way until they get off drugs. All this fucking bullshit. Yeah, I know where you're coming from. How many guys did you see on there that wanted to offer the same thing to Marguerite? None. Same shit. So you can disagree with me, but there's something wrong with you if you don't believe that it's the truth. Marguerite was just an older woman that nowhere to go. The ride was over. Bye, Smashy. The ride was over. No, guys weren't sexually attracted to her anymore. And she was just a well-read, friendly old lady. Good luck to you on the streets. When you're young and attractive and these guys out there think they got a chance of banging them, they're willing to support their rehab, buying blankets, airplane tickets, buy their dope bill. Hey, Jeff. No, they don't want the truth. No, they sure don't. They don't. That's why, I mean, I was always, and I'm not saying I'm a good guy for doing this, but if you noticed, I never connected the dots, and if I saw it happening, I tried to railroad it, derail it. You know, these weirdos coming on the thing wanting to know where they could run into these girls and this stuff. Yeah, it ain't fucking happening. Now, there's nothing I can do if they happen to run into them on their own, but when I get doing to this interview stuff again, I'm not saying where they're at and giving them their email and all this shit. Not doing it. He's the guy that's conning girls into do a YouTube video for free and taking them out to lunch. Fuck if I run into him when I go through Detroit again. I'll make a video of it. Behind on his child support. Just a fucking idiot. Mom, I'm coming home. I'll tell you one thing. Fucking around these chats really makes the miles go by. That fucking state trooper out fucking with people. That's this. They got the numbers on the cars down here. That's the same one that pulled me over on a four-wheeler. Did I have what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Kate Clark? Hey, Chris. Yeah, I think it's getting close to hammer time, but I don't know whether he's retarded or causing trouble. So keep an eye on him. Oh, so he's all right. Fuck yeah, they tried to find him. Yeah, going down there and making up bullshit and lying. And yes, for sure. Yeah, they did. Bunch of fucking weirdos. I just don't trust, I consider the environment, and these girls got enough problems. I'm not saying I'm their protector or anything, but I'm certainly not facilitating some fucking wacko into, doing some weird shit with them. No, that's all right. Good eye. Good eye. Good eye. I was wondering myself. You get that hammer cocked and ready. Cock a doodle doo. Oh, somebody knocked over one of the cable poles. Look at Daisy. I think she's starting to realize we're honing in. She must be smelling a few things. That old computer's working in her mind. Mama, I'm coming home. No, I watched a couple of them. You know, that fucker said some, like, not nice comments about me a long time ago. I thought, fuck that guy. I did watch a couple of them. I mean, just my opinion. It's not my style. You know, it's hard when somebody does something different than you. You know, it isn't like it's right or wrong. I just thought that was a little too professional with me. And his are way more professional than mine. But mine's just fucking around, having fun. And, you know, I'm not spending a bunch of time editing and professional lighting. It's just not fucking happening. Yeah, good for him. He's got a good channel, I guess. I guess they're fucking with him just like they did with me about they don't want guys talking to prostitutes and promoting it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought that, but he's got a pretty good following. I mean, he built that channel up, you know. I don't know. It's, you know, I try not to like say bad shit about people just because it isn't what I like. Yeah, I was told that he gave some bad comments about me. I mean, it might not even be true. Well, you guys, now when this thing buffers, it's tits up for at least probably till later tonight. I gotta unpack all this fucking shit. You know, this place is kind of small, and I gotta clean on underneath my bed so I can store some stuff under the bed.